And new tonight, Denver Human Services is scrambling to close overdue cases as state regulators consider stepping in. It comes after our investigations revealed a lack of supervision of caseworkers. And now CALL7 investigator John Ferrugia is uncovering DHS is in violation of state standards in dozens of child welfare cases.
That's right, Ann. Each investigation accepted by DHS is required by law to be completed within 60 days to determine whether a formal case is opened or whether it's going to be dismissed. Now, our investigation has found many of those investigations are past deadline. Many more are incomplete. And now state regulators are deciding whether to begin outside monitoring of the agency.
John Ferrugia. Jeff Holliday, nice to meet you.
To hear Deputy DHS Director Jeff Holliday talk about his agency, you'd never know there's a serious problem with supervision of casework.
And it is codified in rule, and I expect our caseworkers to follow rule.
And the rule is what?
That they regularly meet and review casework.
What does regularly mean?
Well, in this instance, in Denver, caseworkers and supervisors are meeting on a nearly weekly basis.
In fact, our investigation has found that's not happening, and there is no state requirement of regular meetings. Sources familiar with the ongoing state review of DHS, first announced last week as a result of our reports, say that as of this week, there are more than 325 open intake investigations. Of those, nearly 50 are past the required 60-day deadline for completion and in violation of state rule. Sources also confirm that scores of other open DHS investigations have little or no required documentation in the files. The case of little Natalie Skinner Hurst, who was beaten to death last July, provides a clear example of such lack of supervisor oversight.
I can't go into specifics about this is an open criminal case.
Holliday refused to talk about it, claiming that such a discussion would prejudice the murder case against Kelsey Newell Skinner, who is charged with her child's murder. But this police affidavit, obtained by CALL7 investigators, makes clear the supervisor in this fatal case knew weeks before the child's death that the caseworker, Rochana Madera, had not entered critical information in the file. The supervisor told police after telling Madera what she needed to do to close the case, the supervisor didn't think anything about it until she learned the 2-month-old child was in the hospital. The child's beating happened long after the 60-day deadline had passed.
Where's the supervisor and the person who's there to hold that caseworker to keeping her files up to date or their files up to date and making sure they're doing the work they're supposed to protect children?
Dennis Goodwin, the state child protection ombudsman, says this is an issue that goes beyond one supervisor or one agency.
There's nothing in rule that says you have to meet with a worker so many times and so often. There's no standard there. So it's hard to hold a supervisor accountable for a standard that's not there. It's not measurable.
State Human Services officials now tell me there are ongoing discussions with DHS about a performance improvement plan because the agency has for months fallen significantly below standards, putting kids at risk. Now, those same officials confirmed that in December, more than 26% of DHS intake cases lingered for more than that 60-day limit in violation of state law. Our investigation continues. I'm CALL7 investigator John Ferrugia.